Sometimes the most incredible stories aren't on the big screen, but they're hidden away in plain sight, just waiting to be rediscovered. Today, we're digging up a forgotten piece of 19th century drama about forbidden love and family secrets, all found in the pages of a really old newspaper. So, check this out. This is the actual front page of the Cape Ann Advertiser from way back on July 17th, 1868. And right there, nestled between ads for who knows what and local gossip, is this amazing piece of short fiction called Patience Wilson, Quakeress. It's just a fantastic little window into the past. All right, let's meet our main character, Patience Wilson. Now, she's a birthright member of the Society of Friends, which is another way of saying she was born a Quaker. She's grown up in this world of strict rules and simple living. But here's the thing. She feels like she doesn't belong there at all. And this slide just lays out the conflict perfectly. On one hand, you've got the Quaker way. Plain, gray clothes, quiet meetings, a very serious vibe. But what Patience is secretly dreaming of is what the story calls the world's way. A life with bright colors, beautiful music, real passion. It's that classic struggle between who you're supposed to be and who you really are. I mean, you can just feel her frustration in these words, can't you? She's looking at her own reflection, at her plain, drab dress, and this just bursts out of her. It's about so much more than clothes. It's about feeling like her entire life is being stripped of any joy or color. And the personification of that old world is her Aunt Phoebe. She's the one who's always watching, always judging. She sees the little ways Patience rebels, the way her hair curls when it should be flat, or how she looks at other girls' dresses. And she's always there with a warning, trying to pull her back in line. So where is all this temptation coming from? Well, it's coming from right down the road at the local Episcopal Church, St. John's. And more specifically, it's coming from the man who plays the organ. And here he is. John Duane is basically the living, breathing embodiment of everything Patience has been told is wrong. He's not just some guy, he's a man of the world. He represents art and music and emotion, everything that is totally off limits in her life. He is, without a doubt, the last person her family would ever want her with. And this is the moment everything changes. The invitation. This is so much more than just a picnic. For Patience, this is like being offered a key to another universe. When she says yes, she's taking her first real step off the path her family chose for her. And then, at the picnic, you get this moment. So romantic, so charged. He's talking about teaching her music, and he calls it a labor of love. You can just feel the double meaning in that phrase, right? It's the first hint that maybe, just maybe, her two worlds could actually come together. Music really becomes their secret language. And the lyrics of the song they hear, Why Not I with Thine, it's like the song is asking the exact same question that's screaming in her own heart. Why can't we be together? Why can't my world be yours? But you knew it couldn't last, right? That little bubble of happiness on the picnic has to pop. When Patience gets home, the romance fades, and reality comes crashing down in the form of a confrontation with her family. And this right here is the impossible choice she faces. To her family, it's simple. John Duane is an outsider, a man of the world. They want her with a nice, respectable Quaker boy. But for Patience, it's her heart versus her entire upbringing. How do you even begin to choose? And just when you think her mom, Jane, is about to lay down the law, bam, we get this incredible plot twist. She admits that she was once just like Patience. She was young, rebellious, and in love with an outsider. She was, as she puts it, a brand plucked from the burning. And in that one instant, it all clicks for Patience. This isn't just her fight. She's literally walking in her mother's footsteps. She realizes that the peace her mother has was bought with a huge sacrifice. And she knows, deep down, what's now expected of her. So she does it. She makes the choice. You could almost feel her heart breaking as she says it, agreeing to follow her mother's path. She sacrifices her own happiness for her family and her faith. That question, why not I with thine, has been answered with a no. But the story doesn't just end there. Because what happens after you make a sacrifice like that? What's left? The next part of the story explores the quiet, devastating toll this choice takes on Patience. That girl who was so full of life and color, she's just gone. And in her place is this shell of a person, just going through the motions. And her mother is watching all of this, seeing her daughter fade away. And you can tell she's starting to realize that the price of this sacrifice might be too high. Finally, Patience reaches a breaking point. She can't take the silence and the grayness anymore. In this one last, desperate act of rebellion, she decides she's going to sneak out. She has to hear that music, the sound of the life she gave up, just one more time. And this secret trip to St. John's, well, this is where the story takes a turn that you will absolutely not see coming. This is the final, powerful climax. So picture this. She's hiding in the dark pews of the church, just soaking in that beautiful organ music. But then she realizes she wasn't alone. Another figure, also dressed in simple Quaker clothes, has followed her. Who could it be? It's her mother, Jane. Can you believe it? She saw her daughter's pain, and she followed her on this forbidden journey, finally seeing firsthand just how much Patience has given up. So they get home, and who should show up but John Duane himself, ready to argue his case one last time. But he never even gets the chance, because Jane Wilson, the woman who demanded the sacrifice, does something truly revolutionary. She takes her daughter's hand, and she takes John's hand, and she puts them together. With these words, she doesn't just give them her blessing, she reverses her own history. She breaks the cycle of sacrifice so her daughter can have the happiness she was denied. It's an incredible moment of redemption. And that leaves us with this really interesting question to chew on, doesn't it? Did Jane have to go through her own heartbreak, her own sacrifice all those years ago so that she could find the strength to break the rules for her daughter? Was her pain the necessary path to her daughter's joy? It's a powerful idea to end on.